I'm Susie. I'm here today at the Vintage Tractor Rally and I am a member of the Ayrshire Classics Car Club. Hope to see you soon.
Hello, my name's Lee Smith and this is my Nissan Figaro Maisie, who I've owned for about 4 years. We've been very lucky, she's needed very little work. The most asked question at every car show is this the aerial? So this is the parking stick, which allows you to see where the end of the car is when you're parking. It doesn't prevent you from reversing into bollards, which I did last week, but it does stop you, it does help you know when you're parking. So the colour's Topaz Mist. It was one of the rarest colours that were made, and we absolutely love our little cars.
Can we have a look inside?
Of course. Of course. So this is the interior of the Figaro. I've had my seats recovered. They come in a slightly darker colour to match the door cards. You'll notice that all of the little instruments have fleur-de-lis on them, keeping with the colour of the car. And the interiors are all identical.
Bought this car from Indiana, imported it all the way from Indiana, and it was delivered into Liverpool docks, and I didn't pay a lot of money to get it shipped over, but I had a great difficulty in finding a shipping company originally, but I got there eventually, and since then I've had the engine out, done the engine up in it. It's a 1976 a Corvette Stingray 5.7 litre 350 cubic inch, as they say, and I've had it painted. It was a slightly darker red than it used to be, but this is a brighter red.
Morning, I'm Ivor, this is obviously Quentin. This is our MX5. I had it now for nearly 2 years, 18 months, 2 years.
Since October.
Bought from a friend of mine who had garaged it but not looked after it. Every time I polish it, it's getting slightly better looking, but it's a good fun retirement toy. And it's good fun being part of the car club as well. Quentin enjoys it and hopefully he will inherit it one day.
So this is my husband's 944 Turbo. We got this car in 2000, the year 2000, and it was actually gotten as a Christmas surprise for Stephen, and he's had it for nearly 26 years. Maureen, my dear friend sitting here, my husband is a Porsche enthusiast, so he had bought another 944 and had done that car up, for want of a better expression, and sold it to Gary, who's Maureen's husband, and that's how we became friends mutually through the love of the cars.
So unfortunately the car that Gary bought from Stephen and Christine, he had an accident in it, and he purchased this one because he loved the car that he had bought from Steve. He still misses that car, so he got this one, and we've probably had this since 2013, because it was in 2012 that he had the accident. So yeah, it's a fabulous car.
Yeah.
He's had it resprayed, he's had various work done to it. Both boys work really hard on their cars to bring them up and keep them in this condition.
I've also, it's a manual, which is quite rare to get them in manual, and it was a 4-speed manual. I've now converted it to a 5-speed manual, so it'll do round town about 12 miles to the gallon. On a run I can get about 18 miles to the gallon, so it's getting there. But it runs fine. I've owned it for 8 years now, so that's it.
Fantastic. Can we have a look at the engine?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Dream where memory lies in curves of steel and lines so fine, an age of craft, a lost design. They hung with stories soft and low of winding roads from long ago, each den, each gleam, a tale they keep of lovers met in miles gone deep. The leather seats, the wooden wheel, a driver's touch, a timeless feel, no screens to glow, no hurried pace, just man and machine in quiet grace. Through village lanes and coastal air they turn the heads of those who stare, a passing echo of the past, of moments made to always last. From roaring engines bold and proud to gentle purrs that draw a crowd, each vintage soul still finds its way to shine again in modern day. Charm, market stall, stretch arm in arm, handmade crafts and vintage finds, treasures for nostalgic minds. The scent of coffee fills the air, freshly baked delights to share. Laughter mingles with the sound of engines turning slowly round. Owners speak with knowing smiles of winding roads and distant miles, while children gaze in wide-eyed awe at every polished grille they saw. It's more than cars while cameras click and admirers speak, and close beside in British grace. And Aston Martin holds its brace, engines cough then settle low, a symphony of long ago, each revving note, each idle beat, a rhythm felt beneath your feet. Through lanes of stalls with canvas tops you wander past the market shops, old enamel signs and orchards spent in toys and badges tucked within. A baker calls with sugar cheer, fresh scones and jam come gather here, while kettles steam and roasted beans drip lightly through the in-betweens. A craftsman hammers shapes and bends restoring parts like long lost friends, polished chrome and careful art, giving tired machines a heart. Stories traded mile by mile, each owner's pride in every smile of rallies won and breakdown nights of roadside fixes under lights. Children clutch a parent's hand, dreaming they might someday stand behind a wheel of shining steel to know the thrill these drivers feel.